Hey y'all, it's Kim again. I went ahead and was gonna do this video today. So I don't know if y'all have seen any. I'm sure if you paid any attention, you've seen JD Vance certain interviews. I guess he's kind of a little controversial on some topics, but whatever, the crazy cat lady thing or whatever, the childless cat lady. I didn't hear that whole thing. I didn't really care because I mean their policies are what I care about. Rhetoric doesn't matter that much because if it did, I guess I'd be voting for Kamala with all the nasty rhetoric they constantly bring up against Trump. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Policies where they get me. But yeah, so I don't know if y'all seen this. It's the CNN Jake Tapper and JD Vance interview. Um, so it has 1.1 million views, only 16,000 likes. I don't know if y'all have watched it, but this is 2 days ago that this aired. And I know the vice president doesn't always have that much influence in something, but this Jake Tapper, he was like totally unhinged. I mean, he was like arguing back and forth with him. And let's look at some of the comments on this. It says, if anyone was wondering why Trump selected Vance for VP, take this as Exhibit A. It says that Jake realized that he sounds nothing like a journalist. Basically, he's the right arm of the Democrat Party. He's clearly emotionally invested in his allegiance to the Democrat Party, obviously. Now, we'll give them props at least for one thing. During the Biden Trump debate, they were at least fair and they didn't do a whole lot of like fact checking like David Muir did from ABC. But that's the only thing I'll give him. The way that he talked to him during this interview is like he just kept interrupting, wouldn't let it finish, wouldn't let JD finish saying anything. He was just like pushing his rhetoric, whatever the talking point that the CNN corporate's trying to get across, because they're the right hand of the Democrat Party. Anyway, I mean, you just go back and listen to this. I don't want to listen to any more of it because I just think these people are so full of crap. So here's another one. It says, finally, someone called out the BS and pushed back on the spin. Thank you. And why does anyone even watch CNN anymore? It hasn't been honest journalism in decades. This is the same people that told us that Biden was sharp. This is the difference between a man with the ability to think critically and one lacking such ability. Is this the second VP debate or an interview? Exactly. Now, he was debating him the whole time and just kept interrupting. That's the biggest thing I took from it. He was interrupting and almost like getting aggressive in his, approach with it. And I was like, dude, are y'all fixing to start throwing hands or what? Like, damn. And then it says, could you imagine Harris being grilled like this? It'll never happen on CNN. And then it says, history will judge us. Oh, sorry. History will judge all this based on facts, not the current distractions or gaslighting. And that's all we're getting from this White House and the administration. Karine Jean-Pierre carries around that big binder of crap so she can have talking points that they want to lie to the American people about. Anyway, we know that's what's in there. And then I'm sure she's using some of those notes to write her little book or whatever the hell it is she's probably fixing to get once she gets kicked out of the White House. Because once Trump gets in there, we're going to have somebody better that's not going to lie to the American people. So this is the definition of gaslighting. Can we please get Tim Walz to do a Fox interview? I thought he did something on Fox and then got his tail whooped. So I'm Asian, legal, and immigrant. This is the reason why I'm going to vote for Trump, because CNN is working for Democrat Party. Yeah. You fire people if they don't do their job, period. It says Abraham Lincoln and Ronald Reagan both referred to the enemy from within. I tell you right now, there's plenty of people I would say in our Congress, bureaucrats, people that are in high positions in the United States. They are the enemy. They hate America. It's proven by the way that they thwart our laws. They disregard, the Constitution. They want to throw everything out. and start over, and they hate America, they hate the flag. They're more interested in funding other people's wars instead of taking care of stuff at home. Anyway, I mean, they do hate America. Why the hell would you go into debt and still be sending money overseas to other people? Do they do any of that for us whenever we have like hurricanes? No, nobody's sending us any money. Not that I've heard of. Have you? If you have, message me. We'll talk about it. I haven't heard anything like that. I don't see them going to their Congress and saying, "Oh, let's give them some money." No, they don't do that. But anyway, let me go on here. It says CNN did Tapper dirty on this one by putting him up against Vance. Yeah, I mean, that dude's pretty damn smart. He knows what he's talking about. He knows how to litigate, I guess you could say. Let's see. It says 4 more years of Trump, 8 more years of JD Vance. Yeah, I mean, I'd take it. It says after this election, it's going to be impossible to forget what kind of things aren't deal breakers for a big chunk of this country. And then, how did CNN think this was a good look for Tapper? Thanks, CNN, for posting the whole interview, as opposed to what they did, I think, with Kamala's whatever that was. Yeah, I guess the town hall thing with Anderson Cooper. I think, let's see, it was on there. I'm 62 years old and a veteran of the USMC. Trump is the only president in my lifetime who did not start any wars. Yeah, no wonder traditional media is dying. That's true. A lot of people, myself included, have resorted to watching stuff on YouTube, like Benny Johnson, Courageous Media, Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum, Valuetainment. There's a lot of them that I go on there and watch. Watch a lot of Sean Ryan only because I'm interested in the military service members' experiences during their time overseas and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't watch like regular media, the news media. I mean, I'll watch a little bit of Fox, but it's just these little highlight clips. You see, like this Laura Ingraham. That's about the only thing I do. Let's see. If Tapper talked to Kamala this way, the media would lose their minds. Yes, they would. They'd be like, "Oh, you're disrespecting a woman. You're a misogynist." But it only works, in the reverse. But whatever. It says this is the way abusers talk to the person they abuse. Well, yeah. CNN would never ever treat a Democrat like this. So give me a damn break, Jake. That you're not biased. What the fuck did I just watch? Oh my gosh. CNN, we appreciate you guys helping Trump win the election. Yeah. And then they'll be crying in their coffee on that. What is it? I guess that's them, the one morning Joe or whatever. They'll be crying in their coffee cups the day he gets elected. Oh my Lord. Is this journalism or a debate? Gaslighting at its finest. This is disgusting. As an Englishman, I have a glimmer of optimism that someone smart and tough like JD Vance will one day captain the free world. Yeah, I mean, he is smart. I just can't see how we can wind up with Kamala Harris. I mean, she can't even string two qualified sentences together. Let's see here. So this one says 2016 to 2020, CNN for 4 years. Trump is working with Putin. Vance today. CNN pushed information as if Trump and Putin worked together. Let's see. Jake Tapper, not true. Does anyone want to roll the clip? Yeah, they did. Oh my goodness. You can hear the angry tremble in Tapper's voice, like he was taking it very personal. Go back and watch it. I mean, I wouldn't watch too long because it might warp your brain cells, but go back and listen. He was very, very defensive in that. JD Vance, I mean, I'm sure he can throw some hands, but he shouldn't have to. I mean, y'all are adults. That man, I think, is older than JD Vance. He should have a little bit more control of himself and be more professional. It says, why is Tapper debating Vance instead of simply interviewing him? Because he's part of the Democrat Party. They get the same talking points. They run with whatever word of the day is. Like I said on my other video, on Pee Wee's Playhouse, they had a machine and it kicked out a word, and that's what everybody used. And whenever that word was said, it was spoken, everybody in the house went into an uproar. Like they would laugh and clap and just hoop and holler about it. And that's basically what the news media does. Go watch any liberal news source, they all use the same damn words. The word weird, if y'all remember that, they called JD Vance weird. They called everything weird. Now the big thing is Hitler. Hitler, 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 Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. It's like, oh my gosh. And even at Trump's rally, excuse me, at Madison Square Garden, they call that Hitler or a neo-Nazi rally. Not true. There was people from all different races there. Trump represents everybody. I mean, he does. He's bringing all these different groups together. Under, I guess you call it coalition or whatever, but I mean, he's got all these different racial groups, ethnic groups, religious groups following him. So, I mean, I think there was even Jewish people, Israeli flags, Muslim people at the rally. I mean, they're all in it for Trump. I mean, you can't call half the country because we don't vote the way you want us to vote. You can't call us like neo-Nazis. Nobody's even thinking like that. The only people that do it are the Democrats just because they want to label us as if we're an enemy of the state. When actually, if they looked in the mirror, all the things that they've done and said proves like where their allegiance lies. It has nothing to do with serving the American people. They're all about themselves. But anyway, just watch the liberal media and you'll see it. It's disgusting. And then when you hear Democrats talk like Hillary Clinton, most miserable old lady, I would think she would be just ready to deal with her grandkids and spend the rest of her life with their husband. But I guess that's not how it works when you're like a career politician. I mean, she just sounds miserable every time. And she thinks she's so smart. Just because you teach classes or whatever at some university doesn't make you smart. It makes you just more like a propagandist. I mean, I went to a little bit of college. I mean, like 3 semesters, that was enough for me. But I also went when I was like 42. So this has been a couple of years ago, like actually 4 years, I guess. I think in 2021. Either way, almost 4 years. But I felt, and I'm an older lady with kids, but I felt like I was being indoctrinated when they were talking about like the Marxism. I had never heard that before. I mean, I graduated from high school, back in the 90s or whatever. I never learned all of this stuff, even about communism, socialism, none of it. I didn't find all this stuff out till I was like in my 40s, really. I'm just saying it's only because I read a lot of books and stuff like that. But either way, I mean, there's a lot of things that, I feel like they try to take the young people and teach them that there's the oppressed and the oppressors. But a lot of times the people that say that there's oppressors out there actually become the oppressor because they're the ones that's going to be like in the elite class or the ruling class or whatever you want to say. Because even in socialism, it's supposed to be everybody basically spreads everything out. Everybody owns everything collectively. That community, communism, that's the way I kind of see it. But actually, those people that would really be pushing it, like instigating it or being instrumental in it being pushed forward, like say the elites, those will be the ones trying to rule everybody, still trying to keep power. But that's just how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I always just think there's people that are still going to be somehow in power in trying to control other people, organizing it or whatever. But read a book. I don't know. I'm not your mom. I'm not your teacher. I'm just telling you this is the opinion that I've come up with after reading enough books because I read different sources. Just that's what I feel like would be happening. But anyway, so back to this. I'm gonna do a couple more and then probably get off here. But it says, this is honestly a joke. I don't give a damn what the man said. I do not care. My gas was cheap. My eggs were half the price. I bought a home and 2 cars. Now, have to wait it out. What a joke. This kind of stuff is such a waste of damn time. It's just so that they can catch JD in some kind of a hot mic moment or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's like a sound bite or, put it on their CNN socials to make JD look like an idiot or something. You know what I mean? It's like that's all it would be. It's not like they're not on a fact finding mission. They're just trying to get some dirt, further push the narrative of Trump being Hitler or Trump being this fascist. Which that's another thing. I don't really understand the whole fascist thing. I don't really get it. But I don't see, like, let's say, so if Trump is a nationalist, we'll just say it, make America great. Why is that a bad thing? Like, to say, make America great. Why do we care so much about what other countries are doing, other than if they're causing a security threat, obviously, because with the border being open and everything else, or if there's wars and stuff like that. But it's like certain things I just don't really understand. What would be the benefit of calling him that? I mean, because you clearly have somebody that loves the country, is patriotic, wants us to prosper, and then help other people if necessary, or, if the need arises. Because I think America's very benevolent that way. We've done it time and time again where we've helped other countries and stuff. But I don't see this other party just wants to give all of our money to whoever, send money, send weapons, send this, send that. I mean, just like they're constantly throwing money at other places. And I don't know if that's part of the control, or I mean, like I've heard people talk about America trying to be the police state of every other country, or almost like a hegemony. So we want to be like the biggest superpower, and uh, just everybody kind of like fearing us being in control of all this stuff. I mean, I get some of it strategically why we would want that, because you don't want a country, say, like in China, maybe, to become a superpower, and then our money's worthless. We're potentially under them somehow. They could just roll across Europe and everywhere else, like just taking control of stuff. I mean, we don't want that, but I mean, some of this, I don't know why we get so involved with what other countries are doing. Like I said, I could see both sides of the argument. But anyway, let's see. So here's the little, I'll read these last 2 comments. It says, JD is always 10 times smarter than these buffoons at CNN and gaslighting beyond belief. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to lose a few brain cells, go over there, listen to this. It's probably just going to make you more mad than anything, because JD's very smart. He knows what to do, he knows how to handle himself. But you have people like this Jake Tapper that's just like a little, I don't know. We used to call him some mean name, and now it's offensive. So I won't call him that, but I just don't think he's like a, he doesn't seem very masculine. I'll just say that he can't handle himself, professional, whatever. He's just really working for, talking about Jake. He seems like he's just working for the Democrat Party, only pushing their narrative, whatever it is. Well, I mean, I don't know if he's getting kickbacks from them or what, but it's not investigative journalism. Is it just to get a hot sound bite out of the whole situation? But yeah, anyway. So if you do want to see JD and something, go watch this past weekend with Theo Vaughn. That was pretty entertaining. They were just kind of sitting around and shooting the crap, I guess you could say. I won't say the other word, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. He's just an intelligent guy. I mean, just a man's a man, just whatever. But yeah, so anyway, these people are desperate, and I guess that's why CNN's still pushing all these narratives. And we're what, like 7 days from the election, 6, 7, whatever it is. But yeah, anyway, I'll talk to y'all later, and y'all have a great rest of your day. I think really this will be my last one for today, unless I find something else kind of interesting to react to. But y'all have a great day. I'll see you around. Bye.